kingdom always. Oh, worship Him and thank Him. Now fill His heart with praise and thanks, and in Him rejoice for His
Please take your seats. Dearly beloved brothers, sisters, and friends, we are immensely grateful to the Almighty Father, whose holy name is Jehovah, for graciously keeping us from morning hours till this time. We also pray Him to be with us throughout the dark and silent night. Wake up tomorrow morning to continue His service by His grace. In the morning, we also read ourselves the guide we have for today from our daily devotional guide, God's words, a lamp to my feet. Today being Tuesday, April 4, 2023. The text today, drawn from Proverbs chapter 19, verse 14, reads as follows. Quote, house and riches are an inheritance of fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Unquote. Comment. In the text under reference, we are told that a prudent wife comes from God. It says further that we may inherit riches and property from our parents, but we cannot inherit a good wife from our parents. A good wife, therefore, is a blessing to a man and his family. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 1. A woman who manages the home well, serving God with all seriousness and respects her husband, is a virtuous woman. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10 to 30. To be a good wife, one needs to show wisdom, as Abigail did in 1 Samuel chapter 25, when her action saved the family from disaster and stopped David from killing her husband, Nabal. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. No man, however, should take undue advantage of his wife's meekness or kindness and oppress her. God hates oppression. Psalm 103, verse 6, and Psalm 9, verse 9. Isaiah chapter 49, verse 26. Once again, the theme is prudence. Focus is directed to an example of a woman named Abigail. The story is very familiar to Bible students. She used her wisdom and prudence to deliver her entire house, her husband, her children, his servants, and all from a slaughter which was intended by King David due to the fact that Nabal, her husband, offended David. This woman did what she did and averted the disaster that could have come on them. In the morning, we made reference to a lady called Sarah, daughter of Asher, who also used her wisdom to deliver a whole city from slaughter, from the danger that was facing them as a result of the provocation. A rebellious man against David made David to send his army to go and get the man killed. The man ran into the city, and Joab and the army of David were there to destroy the entire city. But this woman, getting to know about it, used her wisdom, and that particular man who ran into the city was killed and the head thrown down to Joab, and that was the end of that attack on the city. This is recorded in the book of 2 Samuel chapter 20. Earlier in the morning, we read verse 16 and verse 22 that actually mention the use of wisdom or prudence by this woman. Generally, we as children of God, we are expected to be prudent in all that we do, in the service of God especially. Remember, in the book of Matthew chapter 10, verse 16, Christ even advised, be ye wise as serpent and harmless as dove. Then, Apostle Paul also admonished Christians that they should be circumspect. They should be wise. They should not be carried away or the excess of wine and also misbehave, and not to know how to behave in this particular time in which we are living. So that we may be safe in God's hands, we should apply wisdom and be circumspect. There was a lady who also applied wisdom in her days. That is the wife of Pilate. Pilate was handling the matter about Jesus Christ to have him killed. This woman approached her husband, Pilate. Look, the problem I'm having for some time now about this man is terrible. So please, remove your hand from the killing of this man. That, of course, moved Pilate to ask for water to wash his hands so that to show that he's innocent about the death of Jesus Christ. Though he's not really entirely innocent in the sense that he's in a position to deliver Jesus Christ from the hands of the people. But however, it is God's will that should be so. But the wisdom, the prudence of this lady to her husband Pilate can also be commended. So in all that we do, as worshippers of God, we should be wise the way we move and how to behave ourselves in the service of God. I also like us to also read Proverbs chapter 31, verse 26, which we also read earlier, that women or a woman, and indeed all worshippers of God, should apply wisdom. Because a woman speaks well and uses prudence in her language or speech, is also regarded as wise or prudent. Please read. Proverbs chapter 31, reads verse 26. Yes?
She openeth her mouth with wisdom.
Talking about virtuous woman. That they are known to be people who open their mouth with wisdom. They open their mouth with wisdom. Read on.
And in her tongue is the law of kindness.
And in her tongue is the law of kindness. She does not talk anyhow. She is very prudent in the way he opens her mouth. He knows what to say and who to say to and what time to say such a thing. So that is the conduct of a prudent woman. Then in the comment, it's also mentioned that yes, women are focused here in today's text. However, the husband, the man at home, should not take undue advantage of the meekness or humility of the woman to oppress her. Because of the fear of God, the woman now tries to be prudent, to be wise, and become godly. The man should not take undue advantage. The man himself is also expected, as I said earlier, to be prudent in the service of God. If this we do, we'll be at peace with God. Then we'll continue to enjoy his blessings and salvation in the end by his grace and power. This is all right this evening, brothers, sisters, and friends. Please let us rise to take our closing song. We are taking TSP 189, part 1. TSP 189, part 1.
Grace and love of Jesus Christ and peace from God our Lord. He will us thus now, live to our different abide. That's me in truth abide.
We bow our heads and say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom has come. Thy will be done on is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive them that trespass against us. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Hail Jehovah and Jesus Christ.
Hail Jehovah and Jesus Christ.